Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new live episode of The Wrap on the Fight Game Media Network YouTube channel. Happy Tuesday night to you all as you're back here to recap a very busy week so far in WWE as we get ready for another PLE-ish event going down live via Saturday night's main event in Salt Lake City, Utah at the Delta Center as we were crowned guaranteed at least one new champion heading into Survivor Series War Games in San Diego later in November. I'm Keila Cash, and by my side, as always, is my co-captain, my right hand, the sometimes advocate for the rapidly improving Ms. Jada Parker from NXT. He has survived some technical difficulties to get here on this air for you this Tuesday evening. I bring to you back on the wrap, as always, the one, the only, Salty Scott Young. Welcome back, Salty.
Thank you for having me, Keila. As always, it's a pleasure to chop it up and talk all things WWE. I'm excited to finally be on the air. They tried to booyah me before I could even get started, but I'm here. I did hard time, but I'm ready like Dominic Mysterio.
Oh, you're ready. You're prime and ready like Dirty Dom. So have you upgraded from a duffel bag to a Samsonite bag potentially?
First of all, I was already carrying a Samsonite. Okay, I'm already on the Samsonite. We don't even know what a duffel bag is in this household.
Oh, look at you being fancy.
Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate that. Maybe you can put some respect on Dirty Dom's name when it comes to his type of bag that he's carrying. But I will say he was a little bit stupid on Monday Night Raw, thinking that he was going to have a DQ in a match not result in a triple threat at Saturday night's main event. So Scrap Daddy for 2 weeks in a row is handling business, and we do appreciate that here on the wrap. So kudos to you, Scrap Daddy, for standing on business. But before we dive into the week that was so far in WWE, we got to mention that we're going to have a Dynamite Show rewind going down this Sunday, and it's going to be featuring our guy Paul and Jeff, and they're going to talk about the night that Shaquille O'Neal made his wrestling debut in AEW when he teamed with Jade Cargill to go up against Cody Rhodes in Red Velvet in the opening match of Dynamite in Jacksonville back in 2021. What a time to be alive. And that was actually the last time any of us saw Shaq in a wrestling ring, because he went in that ambulance and was never seen or heard from again.
Yeah, we had Red Velvet Cody Cakes on one side, and we had Jade O'Neal on the other. And Shaq went through the table and was like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't want to do that no more." So, but yeah, I remember the match being pretty fun. So I'm curious to see what else was on the show. So I think that'll be a fun episode to do.
Absolutely. First of all, you call that man Cody Cakes. I got questions.
I thought you would appreciate that though.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the man has cakes. There's no denial about that at all. Cakes for days, increased cakes since that match 4 years ago, going on 5 years ago, which is remarkable. So you can check out that rewind of the Dynamite Show this Sunday at 5 Pacific time, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern on the Fight Game Media Network YouTube channel. And Fernando makes a point to say that Red Velvet has, in fact, been killing it on ROH. She was the champ for a bit. She had to relinquish the title due to injury, but now she's back, and now she will most likely face Mercedes to possibly get back the championship she never lost. We shall see about that very soon. But now let's get to some important business. And before we dive into NBA business to kick off week 1 of the season, Scott, have you done your homework? Have you done your assignment to go back to where you're supposed to go and take a trip back to that place, that crossing that you neglected for the last few weeks? Have you gone back to Sullivan's Crossing, Canada's greatest import?
Yeah, I went back to Sullivan's Crossing for a couple weeks. Ended up watching about 4 episodes.
Oh wow!
Wow!
You went on a binge. The story was so good he couldn't cut it off.
Well, let's not go that far, but But what I can say is there was a storm. Maggie, main character, Sully's daughter, she's running around saving dogs, getting hit by tree branches. But here comes Chad Michael Murray, just Michael Murraying it up. Then we got her little stepsister, evil stepsister. She's hiding notes and stuff because she wants to get Chad Michael Murray, but he trying to Murray with Maggie. Maggie ain't trying to do it, So we on some whole other stuff. But I'm rooting for Sully out here. He walking around. He done snuck out of the hospital. Okay, him and his friend done snuck out the hospital, and that's where we're at right now. But they survived the storm, and we're gonna see what happens after that.
I like it. I like what you're saying. So there's now a story involving a storm, apparently, that might lead to the season 1 cliffhanger of Sullivan's Crossing.
Oh, we on season 2.
Oh, you already jumped to season 2. Look at you.
Yeah. We already on season 2. The storm happened in season 2. Season 1 that ended when Sully went to the hospital with a stroke. So he don't recover from the stroke. He good. His friend in the hospital passed though. He was a cool dude, but he died. But Sully's still there. Sully moved out. He just snuck out. Shout out to Sully.
Yeah. All right, Sully. You now we got nicknames. Sully. The audacity of you. All right. Let's get into the business now. And Fernando's coming in hot because we do talk about the NBA on the show starting now for the next 8 months. Get used to it, folks. Is what we do. We beef over the Lakers and the Warriors, and my Warriors are sitting pretty with a nice snug record. I will say Scott's Lakers are fighting through injury adversity right now. We'll talk about that in a bit, but Fernando's making some bold picks right now. He's calling it Wemby is winning MVP this season, and the Spurs are the future of the NBA. So, Scott, noted NBA expert and analyst, your thoughts on this take?
It's not a bad take. I'm biased. I definitely think Luka's going to win the MVP this year, but Wemby, MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, why not? I wouldn't surprise me. As far as the Spurs are the future, I like what they got with Dylan Harper. Castle's a beast. Yeah, they're in the mix. OKC's still there, so let's not act like they're not still there. They're also, I think they're also undefeated. Still don't have J-Dub back. Chet's playing at a different level right now, so OKC's still there, but the Spurs are definitely going to be in the mix.
Definitely. I mean, great organization. They know how to draft. Lucky lottery picks for the last few years. Got a unicorn in Wemby, and dude, it's a highlight reel. You see the games. Dude went to get trained by the monks and came back different. Got trained by Jamal Crawford, Hakeem the Dream. Like, this dude was in the lab working. He's dancing on folks, hitting deep threes, blocking people, hitting free throws. He's just incredible in every way. Definitely a player already for MVP. Most likely will win Defensive Player of the Year. And the Spurs, right now, they are 5-0. They are at the top of this division. And OKC, as you said, is right behind them as well. So their time is coming. I don't know if it's going to be this year, but you can really see that the baby Spurs are on the come up in a very, very good way.
Yeah, the league's in good hands, but it's still Luka's time, though.
We shall see if Luka's time has arrived in LA as we get through the rest of the Western Conference right now. As I mentioned, the Thunder are 5-0. I take that back. They're 5-0. The Spurs are 4-0. So they're in second place. My Warriors are 3-1 right now, playing the Clippers on Peacock, coast to coast, on Tuesday. Number 4, the Jazz is 2-1. The Clippers are 2-1. The Nuggets are 2-1. The Trailblazers are 2-2. The Lakers are 2-2. And the Timberwolves and Grizzlies are 2-2 in the 10 spot as well. And in the basement, looking for a win still, the Pelicans, who are 0-3.
Yeah, it's still early. None of this really matters right now. But like what I'm seeing out of Marcus Smart, so that's cool. But
of all the names to drop,
as a Lakers guy, I really like what I saw out of Marcus Smart. Just unfortunate that he could only do one game apparently, and then he's out for the next 3. So that's cool, but yeah, that's fine.
Oh my goodness. Alrighty. So let's quickly look at the East. And right now, shockingly, in the top spot are the 76ers, who are 4-0, the Bulls, who are 3-0, the Heat 3-1, the Cavs 3-1, the Bucks 3-1, the Knicks 2-2, the Hornets 2-2, the Pistons, who are 2-2, and after that, we're bringing up the rear with a lot of 1-3 teams in the East, and then still looking for wins, the Pacers, who are 0-3, and the Nets, who are also 0-4.
Yeah, like I said, none of this matters. But Philly, that's cool. They still got Paul George on the way. If Paul George is cool being a role player who, like Embiid is kind of right now, they could do something. If Paul George is okay being like, all right, yeah, I'll sit in the corner and I'll just attack when you need a bailout. And like Embiid's like, yeah, I'll play my 20 minutes, just feed me the rock. They'll be all right.
Absolutely. Hey, Maria, in the chat randomly for the NBA talk, how you doing? And she makes a prediction that the Knicks will represent the East in the finals, because we did say the East in terms of depth and competition is soft. Do you think the Knicks with Jalen Brunson, Cat, and the crew can make it over the top, Scott, to be in the finals this year?
Do I think they can? Yes. Do I think they will? They're still the New York Knicks. So absolutely not. But this is probably their last best chance to do it. So, but if I had to pick right now, early predictions, I'm going with Giannis.
Yeah, possibly, maybe as well. I love the Knicks. I do. They do nick when it's time in the playoffs. They do things that will break your heart, that will make you very sad. I don't want to call them the Dallas Cowboys of basketball, because they do it ever so close and they will find a way to let you down. But we shall see. They got the talent there. They got a new coach. Let's see where it goes heading into this season. Fingers crossed for the Knickerbockers of NYC, as we now get to some WWE talk at long last. Thank you for joining our NBA early season TED Talk. It will continue throughout the season as we get ready for the meaningless, pointless NBA Cup that starts in just a week or two. And Scott will champion that if the Lakers win. He will celebrate a bootleg banner and ring for his team, because he will latch on to anything just to be relevant on this show. I said what I said. He's desperate. He's done this before. He would discount this until the Lakers win it.
I mean, yeah, if you win it, it counts. If you don't, it doesn't count.
See, 50-50 riding the fence is what he does. But let's now get to some WWE talk. And I want to talk about something that dropped earlier this afternoon. And it starts from this past weekend, when WWE randomly, at hours that people are not up for, like 4 o'clock in the morning, 7 a.m., let's do some afternoon drops. They drop feet, y'all. Feet, shoes. 4 different pairs of shoes. And everybody's thinking, who could it be? Who's returning? This must be really cool. Then we saw some shoes and some jeans, and we kind of put 2 and 2 together. And a lot of people at that moment no longer cared what the surprise was. Then we get a poker chip. Oh, it's WrestleMania season. It's a promo for WrestleMania. Full trailer drops online, and it features Cody, Roman, CM Punk, Redacted, Paul Heyman, Paul Triple H Levesque, all at the table, raising the stakes, raising bets for WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas, running it back one more time. I was mostly disturbed by watching Redacted's face throughout all of this. Felt very out of place to me. I don't care about him. I like everybody else in the shot mostly, except Redacted. And the pushback that a lot of people got was, where's the ladies? This is the representation. This is the hype promo for WrestleMania. We couldn't get Rhea Ripley in there. We couldn't get Bianca Belair or Io Sky. Let's do something different. Hopefully they take note and do that. And then maybe have Stephanie in the second video with the ladies to give us some different kind of aesthetic because I wasn't feeling this, especially with redacted right there. Whatever.
I'll be honest with you. Somebody told me it was gonna be Tony D'Angelo, so I was like, well. So I wasn't disappointed since I had low expectations as it was. So, you know, it didn't really bother me. I get it. You know, the redacted cowboy being in there just kind of, makes everybody mad. I get it. I'm with you. I'm over him too. He doesn't do a lot for me as well. But he could still get somebody over. There's still a place for him on the card for Obafemi to power bomb him and get the 1-2-3 as he looks at the lights. If that happens, we'll see. Don't be surprised if those are your two main events, by the way.
Oh Lord Jesus!
I'm just throwing that out there. Don't be
Lord have
surprised
mercy.
if those are your two main events, whether it's night 1 and night 2, whether it's just a night 2 type thing. I'm just saying. They didn't have 4 people I'm just saying. Paul Heyman out there orchestrating stuff in the background. Paul Levesque got his AI in his ear telling him, hey, this is what we're gonna do. So listen, this was all AI's plan. Don't put this on Paul. Okay? Don't put this on Paul. This was AI. Yeah, who cares? Honestly, that was my reaction. Great. Who cares? Wasn't Tony D? Wasn't the Righteous? Wasn't Jericho? Who cares then?
Wasn't Santos Escobar? Wasn't him either. That was one of the guesses. Is it? And my favorite one, Scott, because for like 12 hours, is it Gunther? And then they said that man don't wear socks, so it's not him. They immediately eliminated him from contention, and I was like, "What is this?" So, dear, it was something. And now that you mentioned to me that this could be potentially our main events for WrestleMania, wow, I'm just in awe of the ineptitude of what we're seeing right now. And having redacted in the main event at WrestleMania, oh joy. But as you said, it will only bring me joy if the following people smash him and destroy him: Obafemi or Braun Breaker. Those are my only choices. I want them to destroy him like he destroyed John Cena at WrestlePalooza, like he destroyed Kofi on SmackDown all those years ago to win the WWE Championship. I want him smoked and destroyed at WrestleMania to elevate a big monster. And then Fernando comes through and says, hey, I thought it was going to be Andrade. At this point, it wouldn't surprise me because rumor has it WWE trying to pull a lateral, trying to do like a low reverse-a-roo. If they want to bring him back for what purpose, I don't know. This is the wildest contract situation of the year. We'll see. But yeah, the feet had us going for 12 hours till we saw those jeans and those boots. Is a wrap, done, don't care. I'm over it officially. But my question, Scott, is how did 4 people who can't stand each other in storyline all agree to come together for this commercial? As we all said, as Fernando has gone in on, it's totally AI who came up with this concept. Most definitely so.
Yeah, it's a good question. I think that's one that you'll have to ask Triple H's AI and ask him what that reasoning was. I don't think Hunter knows, so you gotta check his notes. You gotta go in his backlogs of his Chat GPT.
So I got to go into his co-pilot and find out what's going on. I will
Pretty
absolutely do
much.
that. Absolutely. What I would love to see, now that we mentioned AI so much, for the next post-show live, we need Triple H AI answering questions, because he would give you the best generic answers, truly, to avoid the serious issues at hand. Let's get co-pilot AI Paul Levesque up in there to do what he needs to do. Sponsored by Microsoft.
Oh wow, you gave a sponsorship out to
Yeah.
a company that certainly don't need it.
Listen, they can slap a name on there, get $20 million and call it a day. Sponsored by Copilot, by Microsoft, Windows 11,
Oh,
the
oh
last
wow.
Windows you allegedly will ever need in your life until we come up with Windows 12.
I don't think I got Windows 11.
Dude, you got Windows 10 and they ended support.
Uh, all I know is that my computer ain't working, so I don't think I got 11. I must have like 10.3 or something.
Child, you
'Cause
got you got 8. You got 8 at this point.
I can't have 11 and not be working. So I'm gonna just assume I haven't hit double digits yet.
No, because if you have 8, that's a problem. They skipped over 9, so clearly, come on now.
Oh, I probably got 9 then.
There is no 9.
No, I got it. That's why they started skipping over it.
Oh my gosh, stop it. Alrighty, and David, I do see your post, and prayers up to IRS, who is in hospice care right now. The father of the late Bray Wyatt, and of course, Bo Dallas, family's been going through so much over the last few years. Prayers up to him during this time as well, for his family, for sure. As we make the transition necessarily to some SmackDown talk ever so briefly, one item that I wanted to talk about from this past Friday was the return of Jade Cargill after getting her face smashed and busted open by Nia Jax a few weeks ago on SmackDown. She came back following a contest between WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton and Kiana James, which is pretty solid. I enjoyed it. Then after the match was over, Julia attacks. I see Scott Shaw looking with it. I love Scott's reaction. I say something, it's good to say. It's like, man, like just get a sign up, and say, whatever. So he'll jump in and interject when he's ready. But yeah, so Julia attacks Tiffany from behind, and Jade Cargill makes a save, and she cleans house. And she's already dressed for a heel turn. So clearly Tiffany did not see the tea leaves in front of her. And Jade is going to raise Tiffany's hand, is going to belt her, say, "You're the champion. So good to see you, sis. Congratulations. Dap love to you." And then clothesline out of nowhere, which was clearly coming from somewhere. And she proceeds to whoop her ass at ringside, and she stakes her claim to the championship once again, and it's official. And they're playing into Tiffany's leg injury for this match, and it's going to be Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship at Saturday night's main event. WWE finally pulled the trigger on a Jade Cargill heel turn. It's long overdue to justify yet another shot at this championship, because if they did this again as face versus face, I would have screamed. So now they have reset the table. She's a heel, and she will most likely win this championship this Saturday. And Tiffany's streak was already over anyway, but in her reign as champion, thankfully, because we've been calling for it for a while now. And this, of course, sets the table for the return we've been waiting for oh so very long. Bianca Belair, Lord willing, very soon. But shout out to the WWE makeup team for the scar-like scar on Jade's face that was giving Scar from the Lion King.
All right, trying to throw things in threes over here. All right, listen. Well, I will say this. I'll take that scar over the Phantom of the Opera look that Damian Priest had going on, but that's a whole other thing. It's a whole other thing. Shout out to Jade. It looks like it's about to be her time. You know, let me not get ahead of myself. First of all, let's not give SmackDown too much credit. Okay, what we assume should be a slam dunk, okay, could end up being a botched layup. All right. So let's not give them too much credit. Jade should become champion. And the reign should be dominant. Like, she should start mowing through people now. We don't need to have 10 to 15 minute, trying to have banger classics. She needs to have 5 to 10 minute. She's just mowing people down. So I'm excited for it. And this could be something that Tiffany needs. I think Tiffany personally needs to move to Raw, freshen things up, get some new characters, get some new faces in front of her. And then maybe we need to shift a couple people from Raw to SmackDown. But a change of scenery for Tiffany, I think, is what's most needed. And I think once Jay gets the title, she'll be great. Bianca, setting her up for a Royal Rumble return. That's probably your WrestleMania title match right there.
It appears to be the case. The Royal Rumble for the ladies is wide open with so many returns coming due to injury and timing it out perfectly. So it could go either way with Bianca Belair for sure. We got to remember where we at for this year's Rumble in Saudi Arabia. We're going to see 30 cat suits, people. 30 cat suits we will see on display. We're going to see creativity afoot for sure. And I do think that Tiffany needs a change of scenery because let's be very honest and for real here. She plateaued. Ironically enough, when she beat Charlotte for that championship to retain it at WrestleMania back in April. And look who's having more of a better run this year afterwards is Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany. So I think she does need a change of scenery, needs some kind of repurposing to find out, hey, where do I belong in this sea change in WWE in this women's division and kind of find yourself again? Because right now it feels like she's a little lost, even though she's had the streak this year and the championship to boot. And Fernando makes an interesting proposal if we're going to do a trade, because F a draft. A draft is pointless because they don't know how to do one. We're all about free agency here and trade deadlines and whatnot and portal transfers. So he says, let's take Rhea Ripley from Monday Night Raw to SmackDown for Tiffany Stratton. I actually love that because it gets me closer to Rhea versus Bianca.
Yeah, and as it's such a lopsided and awful trade that Scrap Daddy would 100% take it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that would fit perfectly. Let me just say one thing about the Tiffany thing, because I think you're right about the Charlotte piece as far as her plateauing and kind of her peak, but that is where I put that on. I don't put that really on Tiffany though. I think that's more so of, who do you go to after Charlotte? Like, after you beat a Charlotte Flair, like, people, again, not this show for sure, but like, people can say what they want about Charlotte, but after you beat a Charlotte Flair, where do you go? So, and they didn't have nothing. We just went through a cycle of Jade and Nia, Jade and Nia, Jade and Nia. I mean, you follow up any Charlotte Flair with any two people who aren't really believable, and you beat them a total of like 6 to 10 times, yeah, it's gonna get stale. So I don't put that as much on Tiffany as much as I put it on the co-pilot AI.
No, 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 no. We cannot put it on AI. We have to hold one man directly responsible for this.
You
Our weekly pinata, Road Dog. He's
VKM.
been in this position before. He's done it again. As you said during this very segment, let's not put the cart before the horse because we know what this
Right.
person tends to do. You said this is a layup. This is a Wimby 360 layup. And we know this show, specifically Road Dog, is going to find a way to wet the bed, poop in said bed, roll up in it, and then say, wow.
God.
Yes, it's what he does.
The wow though. Wow.
It's what he does. So let's lower our expectations. Let's put them in hell heading into Saturday and see where we go. Because as you said, it's easy money. It's an easy layup. And I have to blame him because look what you did. You basically said Tiffany's entire feud, Jade, Nia, Nia, Jade, a little bit of Trish, Jade, back to Nia. That has been it for the last 6 months. That is stupid. And what's even sadder is the fact that Tiffany decisively, definitively beat this woman in a last woman standing match. And yet again, she got another shot at that championship fairly recently. It's ridiculous. It's not AI because AI ain't that dumb. It's Road Dog who is dummy certified. Period. Oh,
He just keep resetting his AI. He not going back to the old tab. He's starting a whole new tab, and that's why he keep going back. So he's like starting over. Like, oh, let me start over. Okay, and I got it. So that's what's going on.
like it's the equivalent of if you turned on Scott's Windows 9 and you
There we
saw
go.
the blue screen of death and you keep resetting a screen that won't come back on, that is Road Dogg and his creative process on SmackDown. It is trash. And Maria makes an excellent point. WWE has a good heel problem for the women's and men's division right now. Great point. They do. It's a good problem to have, and they can balance it out definitely heading into the end of this year as they set up WrestleMania, which apparently is going to feature Redacted in a prominent spot that still bothers my soul. So that was the SmackDown of it all going down this past Friday. Now, let's discuss something else that happened this past weekend in WWE. It was NXT Halloween Havoc going down live in Prescott Valley, Arizona. And I was very happy to see them in an arena that was mostly brightly lit with people, made it felt like a Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. Loved the vibes. Let's bring that back for NXT PLEs. No more small buildings. You can do it for television, but for your premium live events, run mid-sized arenas, and that'll be the ticket moving forward.
Yeah, I agree. I thought it looked good. I thought it gave it the special feel like it's supposed to on a weekend show, on a PLE. So yeah, I agree with you on that. Like you said, if you want to do the smaller venues for the weekly shows or the weekly specials, that's cool. But if you're going to do PLEs and make them give people a reason to tune in to Peacock besides The Office, then yeah, keep the arena feel you got going on.
I just see Office now. We have
Oh, you're right. Paper.
the paper, obviously, and the NBA. Another reason to tune into the Peacock. Obviously, a perk for me. One of the benefits right now is watching Coast to Coast, watching a very late night game, and they don't give a damn how late it is. You'll be up until 2 o'clock in the morning. It's Coast to Coast somewhere in this country, of course. So let's dive into the card from Halloween Havoc. We have not talked about the show, so we're going in blind. We're going to offer our takes. You're going to see Scott's reaction to stuff. You're going to hear my take on stuff, and we'll go from there. So opening match was Javon Evans and Leon Slater versus Mr. Iguana and La Parka. You know, there were moments I enjoyed, and then they should have went home 5 minutes earlier. The match went on too long. Things got too ambitious, and it got sloppy down the stretch. And I think it comes down to a collection of 4 talented men, but they have no chemistry together. Like the beat between the notes in the match wasn't in rhythm, wasn't flowing for me. And it's rough when you have guys like Javon and Leon who can go. I like La Parka, Mr. Iguana. It's hit and miss for me in the ring. The puppet had way too much interference in that match for me as well. Glad that Javon and Leon won, but yeah, a match that could have been good was just okay for me because it got a little bit too ambitious towards the end, and the botches and the messiness became very obvious the more the match went on, unfortunately.
So we got this is what I'm talking about. Like this is a problem because instead of this being like Dark State, somebody you should be making fools of and slapping in the balls your iguana and not getting DQ'd.
Pause.
Oh, that's he hit Evans right in the balls with his iguana, and then smacked Slater in the face with said same iguana. I mean, it was bam, bam. It was a combo. Fernando, I love. You're right. Dork State. You're right. Dork. The LFG Dork State. You're absolutely right. And that's exactly who they are. That's who should have been in this match. Chase U. That's who should have been in this match.
Ooh, child, the bottom that you dragging here.
Well, I'm just saying, like literally anybody
Out the mud. Out the mud could have been up in here.
In the mud, whatever you want them to be. They could have been in this match as well. The culling, Sean,
yes, and the driver who had one of his best matches ever.
Oh, where's your boys at? Hank and Tank, they could have been in this match.
They're in
They
Japan. They're unavailable.
okay. All right. It doesn't matter, man. Literally anybody could have been in this match, except you. They chose to have the guy who should be. Not only should he be NXT champion, he should be going for the title. This dude is trying to be tag team champions with his buddy, who he had who he had a great match with that got ruined by Dork State. This is a terrible start to the show for me. You said it was okay. I didn't enjoy it. I knew we were in for trouble when they tried to do an alley-oop with the iguana to Mr. Iguana as he was flipping over the rope. I was like, okay, you know what? We need to stop. We need to stop. Okay, we're doing alley-oops with the iguana now. That was it for me. I'm sorry.
We really saw, and I thought that too when I saw the spot, that we gonna do a lot pass to an iguana, and the man isn't there to catch.
No, he was there. He dropped the ball. Okay.
Yes.
No, he was there. He was absolutely there in place. You put two hands on the ball, man. You don't drop your mother. The ball is your mother. You don't drop your mother.
And Yiska went through it. Like, he was like wondering what is happening. Like, why are you lobbing me in this moment when you're supposed to? It was crazy. That was a Shaq in a full moment right there with the iguana in that moment. And I was kind of done. And then the last 5 minutes happened. And then Mr. Iguana and Javon went for that double cutter spot that went horribly wrong. Oh my God, go home. Let's wrap up the match. This was not great. So we're going to do our scoring here. So Scott, on a scale from 1 to 5 pumpkins for Halloween Havoc, how many are you giving this match?
I'll give him 1 Billy Corgan.
Wow.
I'll smash 1 pumpkin for him.
Wow.
Didn't enjoy this at all.
Because I like a twist in our ratings, I'm going to give it 2.5 iguanas, because I'm like, what is this? But okay.
2.5?
2.5 iguanas.
Very gracious of you.
I am. I appreciate the people, but my God, the construct of this match, and then the noodle spot that we saw in this match was in another match. Like, who is producing these matches?
And the butt spots.
Yes, the noodle, the same thing.
I can't. At first, like, I don't want to see Evans in that. Like, why would you do that? Okay, I'm done with the match. I'm ready to move on.
Yes. So we got the same spot in the next match, which was like, what the hell? But however, I have to give out flowers and kudos of appreciation to All Ego Ethan Page, our North American champion, and Dr. Wagner Jr., the third, whoever he is in that line of families of the Wagner Juniors. They had a Day of the Dead match, and they cut the lights off. Like, why? It ain't that deep. Y'all cut the lights on. But I will say that a match that I had no emotional feeling for at all, they pulled me in by how great they worked together. I thought this was Wagner's best showing in a WWE ring thus far since his start with AAA and WWE's collaboration a few months ago, starting back at Worlds Collide. Ethan Page, I'm going to say it, probably the strongest champion in WWE right now in terms of he's going to go out there and he's going to deliver a great match that is going to exceed expectations. He went out there with a guy that a lot of people don't know on this stage and had a hell of a match in a dimly lit arena, which ain't easy to do. The fans in that arena midway through that match was appreciating what this man was doing because he's great. He carries himself like a star. He looks like a star. He wrestles like a star. For someone that was very on him winning this championship, he's earned his merits with me. by his performances, and this match was no exception. Clearly, a match that has exceeded expectations.
Match of the night, I think by far. Me personally, I don't think it's close. Um, really enjoyed everything Ethan Page does. I 6 months ago, I thought he was just a. I thought he would have been a solidified IC US champion on the main roster. Now I'm more confident that he will not only be a Money in the Bank winner, he's cashing in on somebody and becoming champion on the main roster in the next 4 or 5 years. I, he, and not only that, they're putting him over. The announcers are like they talked about how he has put down every challenger. He has every challenger who has stepped up. He has accepted the challenge and he has put them down. And he's doing it relatively cleanly when you think about it. Like he's not doing nothing outside the confines of the rules, and he's doing it by himself. The only time he has security is when he's going to AAA, and he's getting the best security around, except if you're in a trash can. But I can't say enough good things about Ethan Page. Wagner more than held his own. Really strong match, but Ethan Page is that guy, man. Like whoever beats him for that title will be elevated and will have an opportunity to run with something.
Yes, workhorse indeed. Cheddar biscuits all day, by the way, for him as well. Well earned for him. Great work. Is it my favorite match of the night? It's in the race with another match, as I'll get to it later, but it was really good. A nice palate cleanser to our first match, which was shockingly not great. So, our next match was another match for the North American Championship on the ladies' side. It was Zarya defending Soruka's championship against Blake Monroe. And this match was solid for what it was. But if we had any questions or concerns about Soruka's injury, they were answered because she was taking bumps all throughout this match. She got tripped, she got bumped into, and then Zarya got distracted just long enough for Blake to take advantage to win the Women's North American Championship that will plant seeds of tension between Soul and Zarya moving forward. And right now, I'm kind of wondering who's turning on who, because right now Soul is giving heelish by basically saying, well, regarding my speed championship on tonight's NXT, I'm not going to let Zarya defend it. I'm giving it up. Not taking another chance there. And Zarya walked away. So at this point, it's 50-50 who's turning on who at this point.
It's nice to see Blake with some gold. NXT got a strong set of champions, like what we got going on here. As far as Zarya and Soul goes, Zarya's got just a great entrance, and then her matches just don't. There just seems to be a disconnect from the way she's presented, the way she walks out, the way you think she's about to wrestle, and then how the matches go. I think she's selling too much. I think hopefully she is the one that turns bad. And again, there's nothing wrong with people just mauling through people to get established and to make it a big deal when somebody does last a little bit. So hopefully that's the plan. But Soruka will become NXT champion, and then Zarya is going to destroy her the very next night.
I feel that too. That's been a slow burn. He'll turn for a minute. It needs to be Zarya to turn, needs something. Because as you said, presentation in terms of her entrance, in terms of her presence is great. The matches, as you said, like she carries herself like a powerhouse, but I don't see that in the ring a lot of the time, unfortunately. And it's something that she has to figure out along the way. I think she will. But I really enjoy Blake Monroe. Great grappling and submission work in this match, by the way. Like Blake, we have to understand that she comes from the world of Stardom. She knows how to wrestle strong style, very stiff worker when she needs to be, very clean wrestler. And she's finding her footing on NXT, got the championship, very happy for her. But we all know it comes down to challengers who are going to push her in a good direction as champion.
Well, she ain't got those. There's nobody on NXT pushing her. Like, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, there's a couple like Jordan Grace would be. Well, we just saw that, but like that's what I mean. There's nobody who's pushing her on NXT. She's not gonna get pushed until she goes like as talent wise. Like she's not gonna have anyone who's on her level or above her level until she goes to the main roster. She will
Wow.
be the one pushing and elevating people in NXT.
So when you really think about it, we're going to discount Jordan Grace. Who do you have next in the running? Because as you said, when you look at the depth in NXT and the women's division, and it's a very lovely division, but setting up challengers, it's not grand right now, I have to say.
It's real light. I mean, as it stands right now, who do you Ren Sinclair? You know, like she's somebody who could do that. I would have said a Tatum Paxley, but she's got her hands full.
She does. She's a champion now. We'll talk about her in just a moment. But yeah, when you really think about it, I don't know. Jada, she wants to be NXT Women's Champion. She's not going to step down. I don't know. I really can't say.
They love to throw Jade out there to take a L in a title match. So
Could it be Lash Legend? Maybe.
Thea's not bad. Thea Hale's not a bad one.
They moved her to Evolve for reasons I don't understand. So it's like, when you go to Evolve, that is one step towards the end of the road. If you get demoted to Evolve, that is truly one step to the end. It really is.
Yeah. Next thing you know, you on that tryout show trying to get lectures from Michelle McCool. Hey, you want to finish her? You want to take the tombstone?
Go to LFG. That's really the last step of demotion, trying to get a contract. Can you imagine that? Trying to get your job back?
They didn't even send her to TNA. They sent her to Evolve. They sent her to 2B.
They sent her to 2B. That's bad, man. They sent you off network. That's bad. Very ungood. So they got some work to do to figure out some real good challengers for her, Blake Monroe. It's rough out here. It really is. But let's get to our Lady B in the cut, because when Michelle McCool's name is evoked, it just starts a whole other conversation, because Scott has this running joke specifically about Michelle McCool and the tombstone, and just telling people, I don't see it for you.
Hey, I'm just saying, man, you know, if you need a finisher, you know, they got a few.
Faith Breaker, she has one too. What is it? The Devil's Triangle, another one, if you want to lock in a submission hold.
I forgot about the triangle. Faith Breaker, I remember. I forgot about the triangle.
Yep. So that'll be for season 3 of LFG on A&E, a show that no one watches, by the way. A show that no one watches. But let's get to our next match, which was Tatum Paxley versus JC Jane for the NXT Women's Championship. I enjoyed this match. Probably my favorite match of the night. Tatum Paxley, who has been on her Wednesday Addams kick for a very long time, has grown on me as a character, and she has improved so much in the ring in the last 4 years. Homegrown talent. We have to remember, back on NXT 2.0, she was a part of Diamond Mine, OG Diamond Mine, trainee with Ivy Nile. That's how far back we go with generic Tatum Paxley, who had zero personality 4 years ago to where she is now.
Roderick Strong Diving Mine?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
We're going way back in the vault here. That was Tatum. And I thought, real talk, to pull a Michelle McCool, Tatum at the time was given like Timu Dr. Britt Baker because of the look. And then she transformed. She went goth, and she is a natural baby face. I love her promos. She's great in the ring. And then let's give a round of applause to JC Jane, because listen, we dragged when she won because it was out of nowhere, made no goddamn sense, but she beat Stephanie. But you know what? She said, I'm going to go out here, put in work on NXT, in TNA, and she has grown by leaps and bounds as a performer, as a personality, and she is main roster ready. I was very impressed with her in this match as well. Shenanigans afoot, of course, interference galore. Then we get Izzy Dame out there to maybe try to hit Tatum with the championship only for her to duck, and then JC hits her rolling encore on Izzy, only for Tatum to hit her finisher, the cemetery drive on JC to become the new NXT women's champion. Love the moment. And I think that Tatum can see through Izzy because she ain't stupid. She knows what this is. And one day she will make that blonde lady pay.
Yeah, this was a fun match. Tatum getting the out of nowhere win. This definitely sets her up for somebody to come in and just really dominate her and destroy her. But as of right now, I'm curious to see how long this reign goes. I'm curious to see who she's lined up against for those the Gold Rush weekends and stuff like that. But yeah, this was JC Jane has proven to be a solid leader. I still think she's a great number 2. She's a good lead, but I still think she's a great number 2. Me personally, I'd still bring her up with Nikki Bella whenever she decides to lay that forearm into Stephanie's throat. I think her having Fatal Influence as her crew would work really well for her and her body, as far as her not having to wrestle all the time, having proxies that she can throw out there, JC being a more than capable proxy out there to lead it when she's not there. So, but yeah, shout out to JC Jane and Tatum, man. This is a big opportunity to see what you got.
And I think that she would pass with flying colors. Really like what she does in the ring. Great personality, strong promo. I've noticed too, especially the last couple of shows. Really strong promo. Gets over as a babyface. The fans love her, and that's an added bonus too. I do love your idea of an elevated Fatal Influence with Nikki Bella leading it. That would be a smoke show in the best possible way. I can't even lie.
I mean, I think Nikki Bella would fit right on in with what they got going on. So
Yep. Perfect. But at least we don't have the egregious camera work like we did with Fatal Attraction.
Start from the bottom up.
Oh my God. If that was ever a Bruce and Vince production, that was it 4 years ago. At least that has gotten better.
And you had Gigi. She got all seductive with the rose and stuff. Like it was a lot. It was a lot. It was a lot back then.
It was. Can you imagine back then? It's just 4 years ago. Like, yeah, we experienced that 4 years ago. Yeah. So congrats to Tatum. Shout out to JC. Fallon Henley, cheddar biscuits all day. Obviously, I just think highly of her, preferably as a baby face. That's me. Just me. But now let's get to our Broken Rules match involving the Hardys, the Broken Hardys versus Dork State, our new name for them. Let's call a thing, a spade in this moment. We live in a world where Dork State had a better match than Javon and Leon on this night, because the Hardy Boys are the best at what they do. They are old, grizzled veterans. These are the old, grizzled veterans here, okay? And they still put their bodies through so much hell and torment and destruction for the love of the game to get a younger crew over. And they did so on this night by dropping the NXT Tag Team titles back to Dork State for the dub. I was highly entertained because the Hardys rule. Shout out to Dion, Cheddar Biscuits, and then Osiris. Nice redemption for whatever the hell you did a couple of weeks ago and you missed everything in your match against the Hardys. So shout out to y'all.
Finish was cool. But to add on top of the world that we live in, let's also throw in the fact that we live in a world where Dork State and Leon and his glasses are 2-time NXT Tag Team Champions, and Evans hasn't even held a title in his hand during a promo. Okay, so that's the world we're living in right now. Okay, I can't be so mad because that's 3 brothers out there champions, but I think I'd trade them 3 brothers just for Evans to have some gold, man. Like, I'm just saying, I'm just throwing it out there. All right. I- that's the world we live in, man. Javon Evans has no gold, and they are two-time NXT Tag Champions. Kalani Jordan is a world champion. Oh my God. This is the world we live in NXT.
Scott says if I can make a trade, I am making a trade right now because we do live in a world where we have the bookworm. We have, and listen, Cheddar Biscuits all day to that man, but he is a two-time champion, and Javon is a no-time champion. That is a crazy timeline to live in. It's disturbing when you think about it, but that's where we are. He is a two-time champion in the span of a month.
And
In a month.
he beat the Hardys.
The Hardys, he beat Matt and Jeff, a legendary tag team, two-time champions in the span of 30 days. That is wild. Wild. And having a better match than Javon and Leon. That is a stunning statistic. Stunning.
It's nasty work is what it is. It
It
ain't
is.
stunning. It's nasty work. And I need Gold Rush to give me some redemption with Evans and Slater. I need a palate cleanser.
We do. Hopefully, Gold Rush provides that. It's going to be a triple branded production between NXT, TNA, and AAA. Championships galore on the line.
Excuse me.
Yes,
We,
yes.
we won't be disrespecting to me like that. Evolve is gonna be there. Okay.
Oh, them two?
Yeah, they're gonna be there too. Don't be disrespecting Evolve like
Them
that.
two? First of all, you said Evolve was one step out the door towards death. So I didn't realize I had to give Evolve a spotlight on this show. My bad.
Shout out to
Whoops.
Kendall Gray, man.
Yeah, listen. I am in on Kendall.
I am too.
I got stock on her and Callie Armstrong. I got stock on both of them. And my boy Sean Legacy. There are pieces there that I appreciate. They need to come on NXT to help this division, Lord Jesus. But we're going to show Evolve too. So it is a quad branded event. Scott said, not on my watch. You will, you will show respect to Evolve. And then my guy, Dr. Lariat, is here as well. Then you're going to ask if there are going to be some LFG belts. Absolutely not. No.
Enough. Last thing we need is Bully Ray to try to come out of retirement and win another title. Okay. That's the last thing we need.
All right. No, leave them belts at home. No. I don't think they're LFG belts. Thank God. I can't take it if they had belts for LFG. No, I can't. Oh, okay. Now it's time to discuss our main event, which is Trick Williams versus Ricky Saints for the NXT Championship. Booker T really worked every fiber of my nerves as he questioned what Ricky Saints had on. Clearly, he was wearing the fit Michael Jackson wore in Remember the Time. Clearly, that's what he was going for. So Booker's going ham, just going out of his mind about what Ricky had on. Pissed me off. Had to turn down my television. The match itself, honestly, I'm going to be real. It was giving oil and water. The Kim wasn't there for me the way I thought it would be. It was just a match. And I thought that maybe Tatum and JC should have main evented over this match. Love Ricky, love Rick. They just didn't. I love Ricky, love Trick, but they just didn't mesh in this match the way I thought they would to close out the show.
Keila said Ricky had on that. Do you remember when we fell in love?
Listen, Michael put his whole soul in that song about, do you remember? Everywhere we went, he was singing. You hear me?
He was trying to make sure that she knew that. Listen, I want you to think about this. I want you to remember all these things. Okay, because I don't want you acting different here in a minute. Listen, this match was not good. Again, this show was very disappointing for me. They worked hard, but I think oil and water is probably the best thing. To me, it felt like it was in slow motion. I've seen Trick move like, and maybe it's the opponents, but I've just seen him move at such a faster pace. Ricky Saints, he is who he is, but Trick, I've seen him
Mm-hmm.
just moving across that ring, and I didn't feel that. Now I will say this, and it's probably, I don't know what that all was all about. The Booker T thing at the end where he threw the headset off and got all up. I'm actually here for a heel Booker T and Trick Williams,
Yeah.
like Booker managing Trick on the main roster.
Yes.
I I'm not opposed to that. Booker could take bumps. Booker's a
Yes.
big dude.
He is. With knock knees at this point that need more oil than the Tin Man, but yeah.
He could sit down. He can do commentary while Trick's in there on the ring, and then just get up when he needs to cause a distraction. But I think it could work, especially the way he was reacting. It just seemed like there was something extra there.
Yeah, he went off, like
He
literally took
did.
off the head. You heard when the headset went off, he was like pissed. I love it. And the more that I think about it, we need Booker with Trick on the main roster to ad-lib his theme song, because who's going to do it besides Booker? You need him live on the microphone dubbing that man's theme song. You got to do it. He'll be a great hype man. I love their chemistry. He is the biggest Trick Williams stan. I love that for Booker. So I need that on the main roster as a package deal for the theme song alone. And we got Lariat out here talking about Ricky just like Queen of the Damned. And then Trick lost to a man with an S
That's a
curl.
good one.
He did. That's a good one, because an S curl courtesy of So Glow. That's who he lost to. And then in a pushback, he did say that Trick doesn't need Booker. I say he does in terms of hype man. Hype man. Booker adds a little something to certain people's acts on NXT. Stephanie Vaquer is another example.
Maybe not, but I don't think it would hurt as an introduction point, at least just at the beginning. And then honestly, he could introduce him, and then Trick be like, you know what, screw you too, and hit him with a knee first night,
Yeah.
like, because you wouldn't see that coming. Especially Booker hyping him up, giving him this great speech. He's standing there telling him how great he is, and then Trick just lays him out too. You're right. Maybe you don't need him.
Yes, Booker Flav. That is insane to say Booker Flav. That is wild. All right. So is it time for Trick to go up to the main roster? Hell yeah. It's been past time. They might wait until the Royal Rumble because it seems like they want to do one more match with Trick before he leaves NXT officially. They will give you the long, slow goodbye on that show for sure. It's what they do. And to circle back to Scott's point, what I would love to see is if they do have Booker and Trick together, that I need Trick on the first night to shock people, as Scott suggested, hit him with his finisher too, the bookend, because Booker hates The Rock still. 20 plus years later, he says ain't no rock bottom, that's a bookend. Let Trick hit him with a bookend to bookend his return on the main roster as a star.
Either that or the scissor kick, because Trick could probably kick out a nice scissor kick too. So yeah, I'm with that. Like I think I think that's a natural fit. Even their move set's very similar. I think it will work.
Yes. Now, David, I appreciate you. Trick already went to TNA. He's not going back. He already did his tour of duty there. So he's good. He's good. All right. So overall, we kind of hyped up Halloween Havoc last week, thought it was going to break the streak of very mid NXT PLE since really the Great American Bash. And that streak has not been broken. This was another NXT PLE. So on a scale of 1 to 10, Scott, your final score for Halloween Havoc.
Oh God, I'm gonna do 4.5 Billy Corgans. Didn't really enjoy the show.
Yeah, it was rough for me. I'm gonna go 5 Billy Corgans, 5 pumpkins. Smash them. I liked some parts of the show, other aspects not so much. But I do have high hope for their last PLE of the year. They have not delivered a bad deadline PLE. So God willing, they won't screw that up. Fingers crossed. Prayers up. Because if y'all do that in Sean's hometown, I'm looking at him. I'm looking at everybody and Copilot AI. What's going on with y'all? But now let's quickly transition to Monday Night Raw as we have time left to discuss some segments heading into Saturday night's main event, the promo between Jey Uso and CM Punk. First off, I want CM Punk's hoodie. That's a clean hoodie. Love that very much for him. Promo, it did not make me more excited for their match this Saturday. Who will win? We'll talk about that in a bit. But this segment did not move me. We had like an encore to do the theme song for Jay and CM Punk. Otherwise, I just felt like we didn't go there the way we should have went there. There was no heat, no personal animosity, no pull for me to really say, ooh, let me tune in for this match. Can't wait to see who's going to win this championship on Saturday for the World Heavyweight title. I was like, and next, please.
And next, please, for this segment. I mean, like, or in honor of the segment, just run back what Keila said. Just run that back. You know, like, what are we talking about? Yeah. So yeah, I mean, honestly, those are my thoughts. Whether it happened or didn't happen, you didn't miss anything. If you wanted to hear their entrance music twice, this was the segment for you.
Yes, it was.
Okay, if you love the
waste 10 minutes, this was it.
This is the one for you. But if you were looking for something serious, see what happens next week.
I love the hair game we're talking about on this show. Jay really is the only man to pull off a Caesar cut. Is he? I mean, yeah. I mean, it's shaped properly. You know, both sides clean. Can't be mad at it.
A Caesar cut is crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah. But Fernando, we also had LA Knight in this mix, fighting for the chance for this championship, and he lost. We already done it, already seen it. It's tired. It would not have mattered. I enjoy LA Knight too, but it really speaks to how they've burned this trio into the ground in terms of a feud. And I just think that Jay and CM Punk don't have great promo chemistry. It showed here in this segment, and we'll see how the match goes. But I think that the consensus is with Dr. Lariat, loser by way of winning is going to lose to Braun ultimately, and that's fine by me. Honestly, he should be champion right now, but I digress. So that was the opening segment, which was nothing more than a bunch of encores and hot air. But a great match on Monday Night Raw was Sheamus versus JD McDonough, Scott's favorite floating head. If you want graps, if you want brawling, if you want bruising, if you want great professional wrestling, you put Sheamus on Monday Night Raw and he will give you a banger. And he did so against JD McDonough. Love this match. Nice surprise. Middle of the show. Love the action. Finn gets involved at the end of this match by hitting Sheamus with the shillelagh, and JD gets to win with the Spanish fly. Couldn't believe it, but I'm all in on Sheamus in the Judgment Day orbit now, and I would love to see Sheamus versus Finn at some point as well. Give me that, because we know when they fight for these tag team titles against Dragon Lee and AJ Styles next week, Sheamus will most definitely get involved in the finish.
Yeah, Sheamus has a title he needs to win anyway, so him being in that orbit works. I've sung the praises of JD since I've been on this show, and I will continue to do that. And let me just say this: when he stepped up in that backstage segment to Adam Pearce and was like, "Yo, I'll do it. I'll take that man on." And what? Like, that was the first time I looked at JD and was like, "Yo, I could take you serious as a singles guy in this land of giants, no matter who you're facing." The way you just approached him, that serious look on your face, the tone, the believability in your eyes. Yeah, I like what we're going with. And Finn kind of being his sidekick, like not his sidekick, but kind of his lackey. If this is where we're going, I'm with it because JD can, like we just saw, he can put on banger after banger no matter who he's in the ring with. So I hope this is leading to a more serious and a little more sustained push for JD because him getting wins, I'm with that because I've been a big fan of his since day one.
Yes, he has touted the praises of this man for a long time. I have as well, dating back to his work in NXT, and he's been a great fit on the main roster as a part of Judgment Day. He has had some great matches on Monday Night Raw, and he's not scared to step up. And I do love him bucking against Dom backstage more and more. Like he's being more vocal about Dom being an ass. And God, I don't know where this is going because the Judgment Day rightfully has beef with Dirty Dom for using outside resources with the Americanos to get help, and he's hurting them in the process. So I don't know. The fans love Dominic. You heard the cheers last night. They love him. I don't know where they can go with this because do you turn him babyface? Do you keep him heel? Do you have Judgment Day turn on him? Do you have them go face? I don't know because there is like this pushback with the people that want Dom as a babyface. They love the cheating aspect of his character. They love him. And then you have the Judgment Day who are justifiably frustrated with him. So it's like a toss up as to where you're going to go. And I guess it's going to go where the people goes with this ultimately.
Yeah, I think they are in a tough spot, but it's a tough spot you kind of want to be in because wherever you take Dom, I think you're in a good spot. Now, Judgment Day is different because I also think people are ready to start cheering Finn Balor. Like he's another guy in that group that I think people are ready, but he seems to be kind of the one that's going to be at odds with Dom the most. So could you maybe splinter off the whole thing and bring in a whole new unit? I mean, Judgment Day has been the one consistent on Raw for the last 4 years now, 4 or 5 years now, maybe not that long, maybe 3 years, but they've been the consistent on the show. So, I mean, that's going to be a big change if you do oust the Dominic Mysterio because you have to replace that with a big or a bigger personality.
Yeah, definitely. And it's been a good stretch for 3 years now under different iterations, and they're still holding strong. Every time I want to call them out for dead, they come right back roaring strong. And that really speaks to the stories they've been able to tell with this faction. Liv's return still pending too. And we shall see where it goes from there. So really dig the work. And I think it's a good problem to have, most definitely, about the Judgment Day and Dirty Dom. Like this is license to print money if they know what to do with it. Now let's get to our main event of Monday Night Raw. I loved this tag team championship match between Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. Oh man, just great action throughout. Loved everything about this match. We had like a snafu down the stretch that I didn't really catch regarding somebody's hair getting caught in someone's fit, and then they had to work through that. But Charlotte Flair, man, I said this earlier. She lost at WrestleMania. Fans were giving her so much shit, and she wrote that piece in the Players Tribune, flipped everything around. But not only that, you see her. There's a glow, there's a happiness there's a joy for the work, and you see it in matches like this when she's fired up against newer talent like Lyra, and then running it back against your fellow horsewoman and Bayley in their exchange down the stretch. Like, you know, they can just trust each other enough. Let's lay our shit in tonight. Let's go a little stiff. Like, they went out there and they just leveled up the intensity of that match down the stretch. Alexa was on her game too. Lyra is great as always. I just loved everything about the match, the structure, the layout, the action, the finish, the double, natural selection, clean. I mean, it was a really, really, really good main event. And then we had the Kabuki Warriors come out there, lay their claim to the titles next by laying out everybody. Really strong stuff. But shout out to all four ladies, Charlotte Flair especially, and Alexa Bliss. Great tag team champions. Best women's tag team championship match since Bianca and Naomi versus Liv and Raquel earlier this year.
This is real strong. I think this run a little bit has kind of silenced the people as far as Alexa Bliss goes, who say that she's not a good worker. I think this has kind of silenced those people. As far as Lyra and Bailey goes, if they wanted to be a permanent tag team, I think they'd be a welcome addition. It's not like the division, couldn't use another fresh tag team, but yeah, I when you really think about it on that Raw side, or not even just on the Raw side, if you really think about it, if they wanted to, you got three strong teams. Bailey and Lyra just established themselves, the Kabuki Warriors, Roxanne and Raquel. Like, you got three strong teams. Rhea and Io could be a team if they really wanted to, but like I like that core right there. And I think with Charlotte and Alexa, you have Charlotte Flair, who can be the dominant one, but Alexa is right there, who's going to be the one to take the L, by the way, whenever it happens. But their dynamic works really well. And I've been really impressed with Alexa Bliss, man. Her being able to not feel like the weak link in any of these matches, I think has really been impressive for me. Because I don't think she's as good of a worker as everyone else in the ring, but her being able to keep up with everybody speaks volumes.
Yeah, she does not feel out of place at all. Because sometimes, the division can pass you by. For her, it has not. And that she can still hold her own. She's there when you need her. Great presence still. And she was great in this match. Really enjoyed the work. And we're talking about a division that used to be kind of like limp and lifeless in terms of depth. You got hitters just possibly in the making here. Kabuki Warriors, Charlotte, Alexa. You got Bailey and Lyra. You got Rhea and Io, if you go in that direction too. There are teams on NXT as a viable option as well. SmackDown needs Jesus, obviously, but you do have a foundational base.
They got Jesus. He's one of the MFTs.
First of all, you tried it. Second of all, they have Chat GBT. That's who they have. Okay. That's what they are operating on right now at the present moment. But we're speaking about a division that for the longest time was kind of like to now being a valuable asset. And funny how that happens when AEW is about to introduce women's tag team titles too. You better step up because it's real now out here in these streets.
Well, I mean, Mercedes is going to win that too. So,
14 belt Monet.
Hey,
listen, Scott, very definition of reparations, and I ain't mad at it in the least.
Tony Caso, you don't think I like black women? Watch this. That's what I do with this black woman.
Okay, she's making history. Okay, I'm giving her reparations for every time she lost to Charlotte Flair every 3 weeks of the Monday Night Raw during that stretch in 2016. Ain't forgot. This is reparations.
Every title defense that you didn't get to have since you lost every title defense you had, I'm doubling that for your titles. Yeah, doubling that. Okay, come on over here.
Okay, let me tell you something. We suffered. I suffered during that stretch of time.
Hey, so Mercedes called Bailey after Raw and was like, "Oh, you lost your tag title match, dang." So in about a month, I'm gonna win these tag titles here. You want to come to the show and be backstage? Oh, God. When's your contract up again, Bailey?
Sometime in 2026. Come on by. Come on. We're going to be.
Might need a new tag partner by then. Might be new tag titles to go get.
Okay, let's make more history together. I'm actually here for it. Let's go there. I think Bailey will jump if the price is right, just to do something with Mercedes. And then got to think about when Mercedes deal comes up, if the price is right, that will be the most lucrative contract in women's wrestling history. Whenever that's due, because somebody's going to fetch a pretty penny for her.
Yeah, listen, that will be the bidding war. MJF called himself the bidding war. Mercedes will be the bidding war.
Yeah.
And Bailey will be a chip.
Yes, a factor.
Yeah,
where it swings.
Yeah, she will 100% be a chip that is played in Mercedes' corner. But I'm with you. Like, it would be cool for Bailey to go over there, and I think they would have a great run. But man, would that hurt WWE as far as just having that like, her and Charlotte are the last of a dying breed over there. Right? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, her, Charlotte, Becky, I mean, Bianca's kind of the generation after. Asuka's still there, but you don't want to lose those veterans. Like those, there's a reason that that match was so great. Look who you had in there. You had two goats.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose that, man. Like she's done good for Lyra's personality. I've enjoyed Lyra more speaking than I enjoyed her talking her first 2 years on the roster. So
Period. Yeah.
there's something to that. And before that, it was with Becky. So you got to keep these veterans around because they are doing so much for these young women. We just talked about earlier where Tiffany peaked, Charlotte Flair. So you got to keep these veterans here. You got to keep these women who have been through it, who have done it multiple times, who have been elevated by other women and who now can do that, but you can't let them go. You got to keep them.
Absolutely. Great points as well. And my pie in the sky dream is to have the four horsewomen reunited at some point to run roughshod over the women's division to let them know. Let them know one more time, like what's good. I need everybody to have a coming to Jesus meeting, meet up, break bread. Because I know that Bailey and Charlotte's cool. I need Bailey to get like the invitations together at Red Lobster and just have everybody at the table breaking biscuits and shrimp and shit and just be eating and talking about the memories and stuff. Get together, get y'all money, and then run it on the main roster. And then one of my dreams, if we can still make it happen, is all of y'all main event WrestleMania together. I still want that for myself at some point in my pie in the sky scenario.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on that happening. The Shield thought they were going to get a main event. They main event in Battleground. So yeah, maybe, maybe the ladies will get to main event the returning Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view.
Hell no. The audacity of you. That phallic like pay-per-view, the audacity.
That's the one pay-per-view they let Samoa Joe main event by himself. Oh, Joe, we'll let you do it. You get Great Balls of Fire. But you know what? Let me tell you something. Charlotte going on a long loser streak, be like, you know what? I'm gonna make a call.
Yes.
1 week Bailey shows up. Next week Becky shows up. Next week the return of Mercedes. That would be dope. That would be cool. Never happened, but that would be really cool if it did.
Never say never, because we live in a timeline where CM Punk went back to WWE and AJ Lee is here too. Get off my girl, Dr. Lariat. Get off my girl. She is in the lab working. Those windmills will get better. Okay. Listen, she ain't gonna Don Quixote this when she comes back. Okay. Get off her back. Let her reset. It was one match. Let her get her feet underneath her. She'll be all right. So we're gonna quickly get to NXT. Scott has thoughts. So I am going to give him the floor. And Fernando, I'm going to circle back to your question later. I promise.
Not a lot of thoughts. Just Kalani Jordan. Good God. Like I've never seen someone with less personality. I've never seen something as boring talking than Kalani Jordan. Like that backstage segment with Jordan Grace, awful. God awful. Match was good. I just can't do Kalani, man. I can't do it with Kalani. And then we got Tatum. Tatum's over here just acting crazy. And she's spinning the wheel. Nikita Lyons is on the wheel. Okay. Wendy Chu is on the wheel. Okay. So I'm just all disoriented from the show right from there. Like the women dominated the show, and I thought for the most part they did a good job. A lot of vignettes, but man, they didn't Tatum no favors. She cut a really good promo backstage with Lola.
She did.
But
she did.
She did. Strong baby, like you mentioned earlier, strong baby face promo. But the wheel thing, this was not a good follow up. So shout out to NXT.
Oh my God. That wheel, when I saw
Shout out
Wendy,
to the Keto. Shout out to the Keto Lions, I guess. Wendy Chu woke up.
oh my
Is she a
God.
demon over there on Evolve right now?
Listen, when you are on Evolve, you are one step away. And when I saw Wendy Chu's name on the wheel, I said this wheel is disqualified immediately. And then Akita Lyons doubly disqualified. What I loved was the fact that Sean Spears, in an amazing delivery, he looked at the wheel and he said, Izzy's name's not on here. And I said, well, as you can clearly see, Tatum knows Izzy ain't shit. She said, girl, listen, you and me, we too tight to be fighting over this title. And bitch, I know what you try to do to me on Saturday, so you ain't getting shit out of me. That was deliberate. I did laugh at that because I said, that is a deliberate curve to say, I know what you did. I know what you tried to do.
It is. But see, like, now there's a reason for Izzy to be like, I'm supposed to be your best friend and you ain't give me a title shot.
Hell no. Because listen, if I didn't duck, what was you going to do?
I was trying to hit both of you. I didn't like either one of you.
Not helping your case, Izzy. Not helping your case.
Well, all I know is that Sean out here putting, throwing gasoline on the fire. So he ain't helping nothing at all.
And at all, not at all. I actually love his character now because he was like, like whose side you gonna be on when this is over? Him and the driver are my two favorite side characters on NXT. I do appreciate him because he does have great deadpan delivery. That was funny, I will say. That Will somewhere shots is crying like, what have y'all done to my Will? What have y'all done? You've massacred my girl. What have you done to my Will? With Nikita and when did you on the wheel? The audacity, the nerve, the gall, the gumption of it all. But on the plus side, our most favorite beautiful couple who is not actually a couple, were reunited last night. All Ego Ethan Page and Chelsea Green. The most aesthetically beautiful couple who's not a couple in WWE.
Yeah, I'm with it. And they're going for tag titles. So I'm with that.
And they better win. I said what I said. There's no other options here. Alrighty. So before we jet out of here, we got to make some predictions, okay? So Saturday night's main event.
Oh, don't forget about Fernando.
Oh, yes, Fernando. I'm going to get back to Fernando at the very end. I'm going to save it. It's the last good discussion point we're going to have on the show tonight. So let's get to our Saturday night's main event predictions going down this Saturday on Peacock. We got some matches we got to discuss. And we're going to talk about what we think is going to happen this weekend. Starting with the WWE Women's Championship, Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton. We kind of have an idea of where this is going to go. Scott, who you got?
I mean, they gave Tiffany out with the knee injury. So if Jade don't win it here, she might as well go ahead and clock out.
Not clock out.
Because it's over.
Sir, not clock out.
Yeah, she might as well clock out and go home. Don't even put it 2 weeks in and come back.
All right. And we just got 4 matches on this show, which is interesting. Okay, so she's going to clock out, but I think she's going to win. She better, because if not, I got questions for Road Dogg and his chat GPT ass. I really will. So we'll see. Layup. It's an easy Wemby 360. Will they do it? We shall see. Next match is Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus Penta and Rusev in a triple threat match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Someone predicted that I think Fernando predicted he would lose this match. You know what? I would not change the title just yet, even though I would love Penta to win.
I think I'm with Fernando, man. I think Penta gets it. I think Penta gets the title here. Again, Dominic, Penta, and Rusev is just like Tiffany, Jade, and Nia. So hopefully we get a different result. But yeah, I think I'm with Fernando. I think Penta gets the win.
I would love to see it, but I think Dominic keeps the title. We shall see. Then our next match is going to be CM Punk versus Jey Uso in a singles match for the vacant World Heavyweight Championship. A match that could go either way for me because I don't care that much about this match because of what happened on Monday Night Raw. Man. CM Punk.
I got Jey Uso. I think wouldn't be surprised if he kicks him in the balls either.
Yeah, he might do some cheating. I'm kind of torn on it because I would like to see Punk with a longer reign. And I know there's pushback against Jay, but let me tell you this. Internet noise and dislikes on YouTube mean very little to me if they're asking for encores in the arena every Monday night, as they will do again on Saturday from the Delta Center in Salt Lake City, Utah. Until this man stops selling merch, until this man gets booed, until this man gets turned on by the people, it's just noise that means very little. He got that at the Royal Rumble. Didn't stop his momentum heading into WrestleMania one bit. So until I hear actionable pushback from the crowd and they stop yeeting, he's probably going to win, even though I would prefer CM Punk in that spot, only to lose to Braun Breaker when the time is right. Then our next match will be Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre in a singles match for the undisputed WWE Championship. People are clamoring for a switch here just to create some drama. I don't foresee it, even though I would love to see Drew win. But honestly, the more interesting match I want to see is Drew McIntyre versus Naomi and her baby. That has been the well built up feud on the socials over this match.
He did tell her to proceed with caution. So, listen, I got Drew, man. I think Cody takes the L here. Drew can't lose again. Like you already got beat by the man when he was in street clothes. You couldn't beat him in street clothes, so you gotta win here. You had Drew sign the big contract. You let him win a title for 15 minutes, and then you said, "This is what we got for you going forward." Drew's got to win here. I'm going with Drew McIntyre.
Fernando says Cody wins, and then Fernando says CM Punk wins as well. Listen, the man listen, let me repeat this again. Drew McIntyre got beat up by a man wearing a pea coat in San Jose, California in 80-degree weather.
He didn't have the pea coat on. He didn't have the pea coat on when he was beating him, though.
Listen, the fact that he arrived in a pea coat, had the nerve to wear it for the majority of the show, in this hot ass weather that we are in LA specifically, you want to wear that pea coat out there, then beat that man's ass in his Sunday's best. Come on.
Yeah, no doubt.
Come on. And then Drew, like I said, Naomi's coming for you on the socials. Her and her baby are coming at you consistently. Like, come on, man. You're taking L's now. And she's got you good a couple of times. Okay. And then not only that, I see the ultrasound of this baby. This baby's yeeting in the womb, man. Yeeting. This baby is amazing already. Yeeting, drop kicking. Clearly, it's going to be a future WrestleMania main eventer. Very obvious here. So,
night one, though.
Well, WrestleMania 75, night one. You are probably correct. The night one main event. We'll main event a night of WrestleMania.
There you go.
By that time, Scott, WrestleMania will be a 4-day weekend. It will start Thursday, end on Sunday.
SmackDown, Saturday, Sunday, and Raw.
Yes.
WrestleMania.
Yes. 4 days of just wrestling, making all that money, and tickets are going to cost $50,000. Just it's going to be a crazy time to be alive, and just 35 years from now. But before we get out of here, I do want to circle back to a Fernando question that I'm going to scroll back up to and pose to the people. Should Britt Baker go to the WWE? Well, her contract appears not to be renewed with AEW, that when it's done, it's done. A clear sign of this being over for her, at least with them, was when they went to Pittsburgh recently and she was not a part of the show. That was a clear sign. Yeah, this is about to be a done deal. Should she go to WWE? I think that she would bring value as a personality. She has to put the ego aside and realize this is a different landscape, environment, and kind of find your footing. I think she brings great value as a personality. She's a solid worker. Just got to get in the mesh with what you're in now in terms of how it's evolved in both companies over the last 5 years. You got to step up in that way too. Personality wise, absolutely. Great promo. I would like to see it if there's interest there. And I think it might be.
I mean, it's either that or she can start filming college commercials with Deonna Purrazzo. So, uh, you know, that's really her options. I I think she'd be good in WWE. I think she'd bring a lot, especially to an NXT that's probably going to need some re-upping. It's going to need some face value. Some people want her on the main roster, but I I put her on NXT. Let her run CW for a little bit. Let her be the face of a brand. Let her build her ego up. Let her get used to running things, and then call up to the main roster. Yeah, why not? I mean, why? This is good. Good crossover is good. Going having someone who is an AEW original coming over here is good. Mercedes going over there has been very good for AEW. Like Jade coming over here is it has been good. Like people want her to be this world breaker and stuff, and just because she's not, she's done real well. She's multiple times tag champion and has definitely put her stamp and her impression on the roster. So yeah, crossover going back and forth, always good. And Britt Baker, like you said, her personality, her being able to cut the promos and really let that show, that'll work really well.
Change of scenery would benefit her greatly.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, I think that she does bring a level of star power, and she was a foundational piece to the early days of AEW. At one time, she was Tony Khan's most valuable player on that roster for the women's division. She was elevated, got multiple bags, had a reign with the championship, dethroned Sheeta for it. So she has been a foundational cornerstone for that company. And then at some point it went left, and she's not as essential as she once was. She needs a reset, a fresh start. I think WWE could provide that for her to see, hey, I was able to make noise and be dominant for a time in AEW. Let me see what I can do in WWE. Scott has a very good point. Let's test NXT. Let's see what I can do there and then go to the main roster. There's equity in Britt. She's got to want it bad enough. I think that she does. And I think WWE will roll out the red carpet for her because she is a foundational piece to the original recipe to AEW back in 2019.
Yeah. And like they're going WWE is going to lose people. Like people are going to sign with AEW, and there's just going to be turnover, especially the way TKO is going as it is.
Mhm.
So I think anytime you can bring in a fresh face who knows what they're doing, who if you wanted to can push them to the top, and they should be able to handle it, I think you should absolutely do that. So and if you're Britt Baker, I mean, you're clearly not wanted. You will get a good reaction. Like
Mhm.
you're going to get a reaction. You don't need to worry about that. So
No,
like I think it'd be an easy play for her to go there, get a good reaction, get a good start, get everybody talking about her, and then everything will be on her following that.
absolutely. So I would love to see it, Fernando. We shall see for sure. And with that, that is a wrap for this show. But before we go, we got to do the thing, and that is to declare our match of the week. And we can talk about Monday Night Raw, Chat GBT SmackDown on USA, NXT, Evolve on Tubi, No Man's Land. If you land there, if you get demoted, it's slim pickings there. We pray for you. Main event for international viewers out there who are geo blocked from watching main event. But hey, you can still peep something on the low if you can. So, Scott, realistically, what is your match of the week, which might be very unrealistic because I tend to know where this goes.
Listen, you know, the ladies put on a great show. Their main event, like you said, it's one of the best tag matches, women's tag matches we've seen in a while. But my match of the week this week is Dynamite versus Braun Strowman. Looks like they're going to be neck and neck as he tries to eat everything. So I'm curious to see how this war goes between Braun and AEW Dynamite, because he is eating the Dynamite alive.
Not in the demos. He ate them in the demos. Really, he did.
No, he just beat him the first week. But the second
He
week,
did.
I don't know about the demos, but I think in the viewership he beat him.
Well, it depends on who was watching. Old people was watching him eat everything potentially.
Braun's a likable guy. Like
He is.
he's got a good personality, and that type of show probably fits him really well. So yeah,
Listen, dude got a profile in the New York Times for this show, so I'm very happy for him. He
Tony
has a
Khan
great
about to sign him.
personality.
That's about to be MJF's new heavy.
Hey, you know what? I'm actually not opposed to that. Let me tell you something.
Not
Braun
bad,
Strowman,
actually.
let me note this for the record. Braun Strowman, one of our great big men ever to do it, just exceeded every expectation. He came a long way from being the black sheep. Let's not forget that he was over tormenting Roman Reigns, pre-tribal chief. Like, that was a fun rivalry back in 2017. Like, he's elevated a lot of big men. Bronson Reed says hi. He's Ozilla right now because of Braun Strowman. Like, Braun Strowman elevates a lot of people, and he has done so here again via his new show. Congrats to him. And Tony, hey, make the call. Let Braun be MJF's heavy. Why not?
Yeah, he ain't got to wrestle. He
No.
ain't never got to wrestle. He could just throw some clotheslines, just be big and eat.
Be big, eat, and dress in a suit that's too big for him. But that's all you need to do. Keep it real. There you go. Appreciate that. So that is Scott's odd match of the week. He would go there, of course, but now we must all bid you adieu. It's been a fun show. Thank you to everyone who joined in on the conversation. We appreciate you all. And I do want to thank my co-captain, the one and only Salty Scott Young, who was extra salty today. We love to see when he's extra petty. As I'm watching Coast to Coast and the Warriors are leading the Clippers 71-63 at the tail end of the third quarter.
Yeah, the game's rigged.
Shut up. Shut up.
So,
Zip it.
Steve Kerr about to be alleged in the next gambling rig. Watch what I tell you.
Hush it.
It's always a pleasure to chop it up and talk all things WWE. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We appreciate y'all hanging out with us. We'll do it again next week. Looking forward to Saturday night's main event, man. I think it could be a changing of the guard.
Very well could. I love Saturday night's main event on Peacock because it'll be commercial free. No more commercials in between the matches. Thank God for that. That's a perk there to be on Peacock for Saturday night's main event. We'll talk about it next week for sure as the Road to Survivor Series War Games gets underway in San Diego in just 4 weeks' time. So until then, that's this week. We'll be back next Tuesday around 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern right here on the FICA Media Network YouTube channel. So until then, for myself, and thank you, Fernando. He also shouts out the Women's Championship match is his match of the week. I do agree with you there. Great main event. Shout out to all 4 ladies. Charlotte Flair has been incredible this stretch of time. Kudos to her. So until next week, that's this week. So for myself and for Salty Scott Young, that is a wrap for all things WWE. Take care and bye-bye.